Hello? Hello. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. You're very welcome aboard to another stream. And tonight, friends, hold on to your hats, boys. We're going flying with Buffalo Airways. We're in the DC-3. We're going to take off here out of Yellowknife. And from here, it's going to ramble down to Hay River. Our two ICAO codes starting us off, Charlie Yankee Zulu Foxtrot and Hay River Charlie Yankee Hotel Yankee. From here, we're going to load up some cargo and we're going to make our way out to a place called Fort Smith Airport, Charlie Yankee Sierra Mike, before finally rambling out to Fort Chipewyan Chippewyan. The Canadians will help me pronounce it. Charlie Yankee Papa Yankee. And literally just this very second, my sim has loaded. I had to 6 times to get into the sim, lads. It's a sign. But anyway, hope you're all keeping well. We have some flyage this evening. And this should be just a grand old way to relax. I had the mother of all days in work today. It was coming at me from all ends. So now it's like unplug, chillax, and step on the good foot and do the bad thing. Do you know? It happens, right? I have those days as well, I can assure you. They suck. But we're here now, all is well. Still on Cloud 9. Funny how you made that one up. Cloud 9 after last night, our first group of flightsim pilots completed their IFR flight. They flew Dublin to Shannon. What an incredible moment it was. And well, we've a lot more scheduled for next Monday night as well. Do you know? So we're on live weather. We're going to be on the Southeast Asian server. Don't worry too much about the ping. You'll still appear in the sim. And well, the weather is atrocious. Beautiful, soft Canadian springtime weather, you see. So that's going to be the stab of it. So who's here in the chat? Look, Tarnish Mossman, you're very welcome in, man. Elf is here, welcome in. Walter, good to see you. Super Typhon, hello. Willow, how much is in the house? Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. Jan Wolfie, Captain Gaming, welcome aboard, man. He may have shot me down in DCS over the weekend, and I'm still recovering. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. Now, let me see. Lee Dixon, good to see you. Toto's in the house. Welcome aboard. Spitfire RAF 100. Happy Tuesday to you, my guy. Sun Jammer is here. Airlock Doc, evening and welcome to Canada. He says, I hope everyone is ready for rocks and trees, because that's all we got. And some lakes. And some fish, right? Bears, right? Brilliant. Soaring AJH, man, hope all is well. Nightsep is in the house. A very good evening to you. The lovely Kaharia has rambled in. How are you, Kaharia? Hope you're keeping well. Echo Charlie, happy Tuesday. Nighthawk is here. Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the great Canadian North. Really hope I look like a Buffalo DC-3. But right, we all do. Razor Cab is here. Good to see you. Ozzy Mandius, you're welcome in. Goblin Zeus, good evening. Hope you're keeping very well, my dude. Willow How Much says, I see model matching the DC-3 liveries is all over the place. Yeah. Oh, it's great. Brilliant, right? Right. Dragon 617. AJH, man. Hope you're well. Dougal McTavish, the German. He says, these Tuesday gigs keep catching me out, right? 1 minute you're sitting there, all is well, and then next, this Egypt is on your telly. What's he doing again? It's good to see you, Dougal. Hope all is well. Lima Kilo Mike, welcome aboard. Sterling is here. He says, good day, Fireflies. It's a great day to land in a fog bank. Right, look at the weather, right? Dunderhead, welcome in. Or Dunderhead, I beg your pardon. He says, good evening, Murph and chat. Jan Race is here, along with Energizer. He goes, Asher, hello on a Tuesday. Yeah, good to see you. Onboard Simulations, welcome in. Grand Zoo is here. Jan Race with Prime, 32 months, my guy. Thank you very, very much indeed. And that's insane. Jersey Devil Gaming, grab him a Buffalo 737. Nice. What was the variant they got? Was it a 7.3? Was it a 200? Or I think they got like a 200. I think. Keen Amateur, welcome aboard. Muse Fan, Asher, how are yous? Yous mad jokes, yous, he says. I'll translate. Good evening. Great to see you. Let us fly. Or words to that effect, right? Muse, good to see you. Bossman Gaming is here. Welcome in. Or A Scott, welcome aboard. Jungle Sim, happy Tuesday. Wombat is here. He says, you Egypts, there will be no moosing around tonight. Brilliant. Good to see you, Wombat. Quaggy says, my diary is all to... Is it? Uh-oh. Vince C. Zard, welcome in, lads. A 734. Oh, it was a 400, is it? That the classic. Brilliant. John Bates, you're very welcome aboard. He says, loved your video on the Duke. Thank you very much indeed. Tomorrow night, we're going to be checking out the turbo variant of the Duke, the upcoming Duke. That's going to be on the news tomorrow night. Gustavo, you're very welcome aboard. He says, hello from Brazil. Hello from Ireland. I hope you're very well. And let's see here now. Mark Burton. Hello, Mark. Hope you're well. Nutty Slack is in the house. Welcome in. Neko is over across on YouTube as well. And good evening and welcome to everyone. Be you on Twitch or on YouTube, you're all very, very welcome. These are group flights. We go flying in a group. And don't worry about your skill level. Once you're anyway better than me, which is like, you know, can you turn on the computer? You're set. You're set, right? So don't worry about your skill, how much experience you have. If you want to fly in a group flight, it can be a lot of fun, right? It's quite fun. Jump on in. Southeast Asian server. If you haven't done it before, ! How to multiplayer, all one word, how to multiplayer. It'll bring you to a little link. Not Janie. And the lights go bananas. Kaharia says, not only the people at your neck of the woods where we are on the crazy side, Murph. Yes. Welcome to the crazy side. Yes, population 7. There's more coming though. Balut, thank you very, very much indeed for 35 months. My God, just 35 months. That's insane, lads, isn't it? So, right, I'm going to move over to this screen because, see, I'm very good now at like not making the microphone make terrible noises. Do you know, Navigraph got an update today, friends, and actually got a really nice update. So let me see. Here's Navigraph, right? Now, for once, I'm actually ahead of the posse. We have a flight plan. It's over in our Discord channel if you want to check it out. There's our sim sounds, but they're very low. Now they're better. Oh, Jesus, I'm after pressing the wrong button. I don't know why that stream deck doesn't turn on automatically. Actually, it's no harm using the gadget tonight because we'll fly with LRM turned on because there are achievements set up with our beloved airline, Firefly Air. So, there we go, we're connected and we're in and we're looking good. So, this is Navigraph. Navigraph, everyone, Navigraph. Sir Camsalot, great to see you. Is this some update 15? Negative. I didn't see any news yet. Jane put out an update a little while ago to say, bear with us, we're working on an update. And that could be an update about the update to update us on the status of sim update, right? But until then, we just don't know. Unlikely. You wouldn't know. Look, it's a lot more complex than, you know, John, is it ready? Yeah, right. There's multiple departments that all have to have it all closed off, I can only presume. And if one department isn't 100% there yet, well, that kind of stops everyone else. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, we have some new things inside of Navigraph. If you have a look at me map, all the green, Murph, all the green. Well, yes, the green is indicating forestry. So if it changed the light here, oh Jesus, how do we do this again? Here, right. And what this is doing, look, if I turn on some of these, so your normal map page will look like this. This is your normal map, right? And I have a word to say to John. I reckon there's a John somewhere in there, though. It's a very dependable name, you know. My dad's name is John. And I know many Johns, right? But yes, Dread Metis, welcome in. Hello there. Hope you're well, man. So what Navigraph have added in, it's a VFR feature, Visual Flight Rules feature. And what they've added in is a whole load of options when it comes to, well, I'll show you. We have altitude alerts, as in your kind of minimum height restrictions, right? A grid can be turned on or off. That was always there. Country borders, I think that was always there as well. Low borders or low warnings and high points. This is new. Waterway labels and land cover. We can also turn on magnetic variation. So if I turn these gadgets on, now we'll go through what they look like. So the Mora, if you want to know what it is, it's like, I need to someone tell us in the chat, it's like minimum operating something radar altitude or something, isn't it? Anyway, it'll basically give you altitude numbers. See these 2 4s, 2 4, 2 4, 2 8? Well, that turns them on or off, right? Oh, behave. Oh, Viz, thank you very much for the bits. Welcome in, man. 6 knots is here. Kieran, happy Tuesday. Hope you're keeping very well. The borders, the country borders, again, they can go on or off, right? Low warnings. Now, low warnings shouldn't really apply. I can't see anything coming up here yet. High warnings would be elevation points, mountains, that kind of stuff. Waterway labels. So here, look, we can now see the names of lakes, rivers, and all that sort of jazz. We can turn these on or off. Super handy. The biggest improvement, I think, is the land cover, right? Because now we can actually see built-up areas of forestry, which we didn't have before. Like you'd have to look at a satellite map to see what the old gadget is showing you. So even if we zoom in and around Yellowknife, this is our starting location for this evening. You can see all these patches of green. Well, that's where there are forestry areas or trees. Don't forget, when we've minimum elevation figure, MEF. Thank you, Kaharia. That's the job. When you're flying in VFR, well, we're constantly looking for reference points, visual reference points, or VRPs. And a lot of the time you'll see them on aviation charts, it'll say VRP. It'll tell you what it is, right? For us, however, when we're flying and when we're looking at a map, outside of kind of your standard kind of, USA sectionals, which are extremely detailed, right? Extremely detailed. Well, you don't really have this sort of jazz in other places. Do you know what I mean? So...
behave.
When we get out of here, we go back up to like pretty much everywhere else in the world that doesn't have them kind of sectional covers, right? Well, how much? Thank you very much indeed. Tris4 is here. Welcome in. So it's great now that we can kind of depict rivers and lakes and waterways, canals, all that jazz, but also forestry. Because we could use this now as a visual reference point. So, for example, we could say, okay, well, we know just by looking here, there's a lot more dense forestry. And of course, we can see where the city is, as in built up areas. That's that yellow color. And again, we can turn this all on or off. Just click of a switch, right? What I love here is they've also included magnetic variation. You probably can't see it too well from in here. Let's see. There's your magnetic variation there now. So north isn't exactly where north should be. See that? Because, well, sure, it gives you an idea of where the North Pole is, and then from the North Pole, it all gets kind of all serious looking. Do you know what I mean? But you see all the lines that we have here from the magnetic variation. How many degrees does it move? And magnetic variation changes each year. Do you know what I mean? And at the last bit here, Terminator. I thought this was brilliant, but effectively it's showing you the day-night cycle. I thought this was super handy to have a Navigraph, right? Because... when you're doing your flight planning, well, it's just handy to notice it. Well, Jesus, that's the time now. Okay, well, it's going to be nighttime when we get there. Especially from VFR planning. It's brilliant, right? So it's a free update for Navigraph. If you have Navigraph, just turn it on. It'll tell you, hey, I need an update. And you should be good to go. But brilliant stuff. Like, there's some... Navigraph, that's two really good updates, I think, in the last, 2 or 3 months. We have annotations, and now we have additional VFR visual settings. Like, look at even in Ireland, look. Like, we're getting all the forestry. Ireland was once 99% forestry, but sure, we've loads of tables and chairs now. Poor little Greta wouldn't like Ireland now at all. But you get the idea. So you can turn all this stuff on or off to your heart's content. It's a great update. To access it, go into the layers page over here underneath your map, and make sure you have a world map or VFR map set. Yeah. And then you click on the layers, and then you have a little button down here with your preferences, right? Baldric, good to see it. And from in here, you can edit what do you want on or off, yeah? So I'm not going to be using terminal NDBs, waypoints. I'm not going to be using any of that stuff. We're pretty much VFR tonight. Let me see. Flight path, holding, waypoints, traffic patterns, controlled airspace, restrictive airspace, FIRs. That's okay. VFR airspace, yes, we want that. Roads, railways, power lines, obstacles, populated areas. So again, if I go back to where we are, and I want to say, look, I don't need to see populated areas on the map. Okay, we'll just turn them off. It's just genius, right? It's genius. So, great update. Because the IFR airports, VFR airports, if you only want to fly to your VFR airport, same at helipads. These are all the general options that we had. We can also look at the US stuff. We can look at the FAA US sectionals. Super handy. We can turn those on and off. We can go IFR high or low. And then we have our terrain. We can say, right, do we want satellite? Do we want continent? Or do we want terrain? I'm going to keep it on terrain. Murph, been watching Masters of the Air. I noticed the B-17 has the same fuel tank switch and gauge using the DC-3. Really? One is Boeing, one is Douglas. But yeah, that's interesting. I never knew that. Airlock. Fascinating. The B-17 is an aircraft I really want to learn how to... Well, we're going to get that opportunity relatively soon. Flying Iron are working on a B-17, right? But I suppose, the Lancaster I know a fair bit about, but when it comes to the other one, can you show again how to display the compass overlay? The compass overlay? As in the magnetic variation, Dougal? See them swap between the tanks and the switch reading it. All right, okay. They've posted no update about the B-17. Kind of disheartening. They're working on it. It'll be a flight sim 2024 release, I imagine. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, Dougal, which one are you looking for? The compass I don't see a compass. If it's to do with your magnetic, the compass at the center screen. Can you show again how to display the compass overlay? As in just have a compass coming up here. Well, it depends on the airport. It'll probably circle around it. I don't think we have a gadget for that, Dougal. I don't think we have. Let's have a look. Waypoints, no. Airways, VHF, holding patterns. Waypoints, controlled, VFR airspaces. No. I don't think we have that, Dougal. I think it's just around some of the airports, it gives you like an overlay compass just to give you an idea of headings and all that sort of jazz. And also maybe the area of control. If you go down to Hay River, it should be the same. That's a VOR, look. It's the VOR. It's the radials off of VOR. So it's just a radial for it. Yeah, VHF nav aid. Yes. All right. And you'll see your Morse code identifier and then also your frequency. All right. Okay, we get the idea. So sweet. Yeah, I don't need terminal waypoints or any of that jazz. Okie dokie, so that's the update. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Fair play, Navigraph. You're doing absolutely brilliant things, and long may it continue. So this is what our flight plan looks like. As I said, we're going to take off from Yellowknife. This is called the Sked. Anyone who's fans of Ice Pilots, right? An amazing show that was on Netflix and everywhere else, and it's a great look into seeing how not only as an airline and a cargo operator based way up in the Northwest Territories, but they flew some absolutely vintage aircraft, DC-3s, Curtiss C50 or C46, like some really beautiful aircraft, and they still operate most of them today. So our first flight is known as the Sked. It's going to be from Yellowknife down to Hay River. From there, we're going to take on cargo, and we're going to ramble out by Fort Smith. And we can see that we're going to be following along the river on the way in here, and then later on, we're going to get down as far as Fort, is it Chipewyan? I think it is. Fort Chipewyan. And that'll be interesting. So depending on what the weather's doing, it's not terribly nice out, but this is the flight plan. And this is what it is we're going to do. So here is our beloved DC-3, the Douglas DC-3. And this is one of my all-time favorite aircraft in the whole wide world because it's absolutely friggin' gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. The military variant of this was known as a C-47. Very little differences between the civilian variant and the military variant. It was effectively the same aircraft with a couple of modifications made, mainly the doors. They removed, obviously, the interior was completely ripped out of it. They also lowered the floor and heightened the ceiling inside, right? As in, well, you can't really see it from here, but the floor is raised. There's all insulation and all that underneath it. On the civilian variant, on the military variant, they got rid of all of that. But as far as I know, engines, performance, all that sort of jazz was pretty much there or thereabout, right? Or thereabouts. Do you know? Angel 15, welcome aboard. Kozaki's here. He goes, when they retire the last 7-4, a DC-3 will be there to pick up the crew. That's awesome. Probably. These are an old aeroplane. Right, so this livery that I'm using, this is part of the Airplane Heaven liveries. I'm 99.9% certain because I don't have any external liveries installed outside of That's All Brother. Do you know? So let's see what happens. I had a brief try at it earlier, bit intimidating to fly on tonight, but I look forward to learning more as things go. It's a beautiful airplane. Absolutely love it, right? So yeah, we'll see how the L model matching goes. This is a payware scenery for Yellowknife. It's in need of a bit of an update. It's old. Can't remember the developer. But it gives you that of Yellowknife. And again, we're on live time and live weather. Great to see this neck of the woods not covered in snow. And it's not necessarily VFR. There's rain all over the shop. But we're going to be flying relatively low today. So are you going to be doing a D-Day flight this year? Yes, I am. Weather, Murph says... And add about, whatever Murph says, add about 50 knots and about an hour. Yeah. Speed and time, right? But yeah, we're going to be doing a D-Day flight this year as well. Got your Ducksworth in a row, Murph, or flying all natural. So I'm using Duckworks and Got Friends. Both have made considerable impact on the aircraft. It'll affect basically how it handles. Because the default handling, it's there. It's not, there was a couple of things missing. Like Airplane Heaven built the aircraft, they gave it to a Sobo, and it kind of stayed there. And Got Friends and Duckworks were able to go out and fix it, right? So if we want, we can have the jet power takeoff gadget stuff, JPOW engines. I just have standard engines. Superchargers indeed. Cruise speed on this, probably about 160, give or take. but we'll see what happens when we jump on inside. So it is and can be quite an intimidating aircraft, and it's a very physical aircraft. Physical, but it is a very physical aircraft, and that's the way some of these the older aircraft were, right? So a bit of familiarization, but let's have a look at the cockpit. So we have our left and right seating positions. We have our main instruments over here on the left-hand side, kind of like your standard six-pack. We have a gyro pilot unit here in the middle. It's not an autopilot, it's a gyro pilot, and it works. I don't know, was it intentional, because it doesn't work when it's supposed to, and it works when it doesn't, just like the real one, right? You can barely see the seats with all the controls. It's mad, right? It's mad. Hey, Rolly Mal is here. Good to see you, man. Up on top then, left-hand panel, right-hand panel, and center. So on the left-hand panel, well, we have all of our electrical when it comes to batteries, lighting, and, you know, we've engine primers here as well, all right? Right-hand panel, here we have some generators, booster pumps, our starter switches, and internal lighting. In the very, very center, we have our ignition system. So you'll have your mags left and right, and then your main ignition switch. And then your center is going to be your radios, stacked with a whole load of Collins radios. All right. Looking down just underneath the main panel, this is our throttle body. And in this block, in the pedestal, we have our prop, 2 engines, throttle, 2 engines, and mixture, 2 engines. Nice. We also have fuel tanks. Over here, we have our left tank selector. We have our right tank selector. All right. And then we have everything from carb heat, and I forget what they do. We'll worry about that in a moment. It's grand, lads. Fuel tank indicators over here. Cowl flaps. These are important. So they're currently in the open position. Usually these would be closed. So I'll go through a full startup with you just to make sure all is well in the realm. Looking towards the back of the aircraft then, what's cool about these, have you ever sat in one of these in the real world? I mean, they're like that, right? They're like, whoop, you're sitting way down because, well, they're a giant tail dragger. I mean, that's what they are. So you kind of sit back into your seat very comfortably. So if you're looking at them thinking, Jesus, the seats go all the way back, well, that's because you're leaning back, right? Everything back here, it's just for aesthetics, right? There's nothing clickable or functional back here. All the meat and veg, if you like, well, it's in here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do to get ourselves started, we can open up some windows. And you can hear the clock ticking away. Right. So we're going to open up the window and both windows because I want to listen to my engine starting. And our first little trick here, I need to get some pneumatic pressure into these two here. And basically, this should allow me then to increase some pressure, hydraulic system, and I'll be able to open the cowl flaps. That's the first thing. How did you open the door to the cabin? Muse, I think there's just a click spot. I think it's just a click spot, just on the right hand side, right? Ductworks give you a quick setup cold and dark on the breaker panel. Do they? Okay, worry about that now in a sec. First and foremost, we need to put some hydraulic fluid in. Over on the right hand side, have a look at this area here. This is all our hydraulic system reservoir, and this works, right? So we need to look. You see where the little red float is? It's a float system, so we can see fill to this level. Okay, so we're good. Click spot. There's no click spot on the default. Ah, okay, right. Okay. Muse, grab the Ductworks and also the Got Friends update for it, because it puts some cool stuff in here, right? So we can see we have sufficient level. So what I need to do, I'm going to open the valve. See this red handle? Open the valve, and now we start pumping like our lives dependent on it until we get up to about 750. That could be very loud. So as we're pumping, you can see the needles over the far side starting to lift up. It tweaks it a little bit, Dougal, yes. But in the right direction, if you know what I mean. So there's about 750. Lock the valve, and at this stage, we can then open our cowl flaps. Open. And open. And looking outside, you'll see the cowl flaps now in the open position. Alright, we want them for an engine start. Sweet. Next up, we can go ahead and close the doors at the back. We keep our chocks there at the moment because we're going to go through an engine startup. So, to get us going, we need to get some electricity into the aircraft. So you can see we have this button here that says battery cart, where we're going to deploy that. Sounds. And we can say, right, where do you want your power coming from? Ship battery or your battery cart? Well, we're going to take it from the battery cart. We should get a little... Where's the cart? Maybe they got rid of that. you might have a little battery cart sitting out on the ground there. All right. Now, let me see. So that's already on. So we're going to turn on our beacon. We're going to put on our position lights. And we get some lighting on here as well. What else? We have some side lights, cockpit lights. So we have a bit of lighting coming into the fray now. Sweet. We're now going to go to our fuel tanks. And I'm going to turn my left tank onto left main. There's a stutter. And we're going to go right tank over to right main. You can verify the fuel. Right main, roughly half. Left main, roughly half. And then our auxiliaries, well, they have half of them as well. So remember, we're going to have to move over our fuel tanks. P.S. Miranda, hello there. You're very welcome in. So we're starting off from Yellowknife here in the Northwest Territories. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to put a prop full. Open the throttle a little bit. We're going to be starting the engines one at a time. So we'll start number 2 first. So I'm going to bring this little divil up to auto rich. Because I don't have them bound or binded to any axes, I'm just going to put them both there. Happy days, leave them where they are. Alright, so it's going to be the right engine first. So to start us off, we're going to turn on the right engine primer. Press and hold it, let's give it a couple of seconds, and all should be well in the realm. Alright? Pilot Peely is here, good to see you! Yeah, it's a great airplane to fly. So we're priming away, that'll do her. We're now going to pull or push in the ignition shut-off switch, make sure that's in. Go on with the mags. And now it's going to be booster pumps. Turn on the right side. Verify that we have fuel movement, which we do. Fuel pressure is now up and running. We're going to energize the right, and then we're going to hit the starter. Is it mesh or energize? Energize, right? So this is the right engine. So we're press and hold the energize switch. Now, in the real aircraft, when you start it, you wait for a number of revolutions, then you start introducing the fuel and your mags. Just this seems to work for me, so we'll do it this way. So we'll call it energized, and then we're going to engage the starter. Give it a second now. Come on, Betsy. Yeah, baby. Okay. Engine starting up. We need to monitor a couple of things. Manifold pressure and our RPM. Bring the RPM up. Don't let it cut out. These aircraft don't like low idle. Up you go, you little divilin. By the way, friends, if you're wondering, I am using some sounds. I got set up there with FT-Sim, so I'm using a couple of different sounds for aircraft, just to test them out. So there's a good start on the right-hand side. We're going to go over and turn on the generator. Generator power comes on. Booster pump comes off. Close my little window. And we repeat the very same steps for the left-hand side. Alright? The multiplayer sound bug is still there, and I forgot to load my own mod. Oh dear. Right, booster pump, left-hand side coming on. We're gonna hit the primer, press and hold the primer switch. As the engine gets warmer, the RPM will increase. You need to watch that. Okay, there's sufficient primer. Now we're gonna energize the left-hand side, so mags to both. Energizing the left. You can hear it spool. SK Sun, it's good to see you, man. What server? Southeast Asian server. And now we're going to go for a start on the left. Come on, Betsy. Every time you hear that sound from a Pratt & Whitney, an angel gets its wings. Okay. RPM rising, oil pressure rising, fuel pressure is looking good. Good start on the left-hand side. Booster pump off. Generator reset and on. Close the windows. And we're going to continue on with our flows. So we're going to say I want the aircraft now taking power from its ship battery. 2 flicks up. We can stow the battery cart. Avionics coming online. Passing lights can come in. tail light comes on. Heater heat can come on. Prop de-icer, don't need it just yet. Radios are working. That's all our radios. They're working over here. Yeah. Generators are looking good. Booster pumps are off. And lighting over here is looking good. Alright. So, a couple of things before we get going. Reset our barometric pressure. Reset our directional heading. Now, if anyone's stuck, if you ever wonder why you can't engage the gyro pilot, it clicks on and clicks off instantly. You need to check two things. Number one, go down underneath the console. Here you have an autopilot master switch, as you have your tail wheel lock. That's important. TW, tail wheel. You can lock it in, right? Crossfeed, leave it off for the moment. If after you've verified your autopilot master switch is on, and it still won't engage, come back here. Do you see this blue fella here? Well, you need to move him into the forward position. Click it. Right? And now try your autopilot. Or gyro pilot. All is well in the realm. Are we happy enough? So that caught me out as well. I was like, what the hell? It wasn't working. Make sure that gadget's fully forward. Alright? I loaded into the airport, I got a CTD. Energizer, it took me 6 or 7 attempts to get the sim loaded. Right? So at this stage, we're sitting here on the ground. We're going to adjust our cowl flaps to trail. Alright? Pressure's a little bit low, but when I start increasing our power, that should start rising up a little bit. And I'm verifying that the hydraulic system is pressurized and working. So as I increase RPM, you'll see that coming up. Alright? And it'll break other things, absolutely. So before we get going here, we have our windscreen wipers. Right? God, my OCD now. Get that down to closed. There you go. Oh no, Jesus. This is all about timing. I wish there was a mod that like make these gadgets like, you know what I mean, actually clear the rain off. Do you know what I mean? So what I want to do before we go, let's give it an L sound test here, lads, will we? Just for the crack. I'll get some lights turned on here as well. Make it look all nice and pretty. Okay, let's have an L listen to the sounds, right? Mind your ears now. We have decent sounds. Ailerons into wind. He's going to a Tenacious D show tonight. Are you serious? Awesome. Mach 1 Media. I have it, yes. I haven't played it yet, but it's there, right? Sorry, Murph, please. Tail wheel. Dougal, under the console. TW. That's your tail wheel switch. That little devil there, yeah? That little devil there. Get him to play Hit Me Baby one more time. Oh, I heard that airlock, yeah. Jesus, Jack Black, he's brilliant, isn't he? Brilliant. Right, friends. So, as I said, departing out of Yellowknife. And, well, let's have a look at the runways. It's giving us runway 10, which is down the road and then off to one side. Okay. Parking brake coming off. We can remove this switch here. So brakes out. Start moving. Small bit of power. And make sure everything's working, which it is. As you're taxiing this, you want to keep the yoke pulled back. Keep the pressure on the back wheel. And we'll take our time.
Jesus.
Like, it's just a beautiful machine, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Some of the textures are a little bit meh, but it's still an incredible aircraft. Okay, so it's going to be down to the right hand side here. We'll get some multiplayer turned on. Let's have a look. Multiplayer on. And let's see what happens. So we'll taxi down along. Remember our fuel. Keep an eye on our fuel, lads. It's a thirsty old Betsy, this machine. Do you know? Hey, Zythy, good to see you. Funny seeing a load of tail dragging A320s. Yep. Oh, we got some DC-6s here as well. Nice one, lads. Right, here's everyone loading in. Just wait for the models to come online now. I probably could do an intersection departure here. In fact, we will. I'm gonna set some flaps for takeoff. DC-4s as well. Nice. Well, DHC-4s. The de Havilland variant. Wombat's in the old Mitsubishi. Dude, will you get the sound bug? I'm okay for now. But yeah, that's let's see how long that lasts for. Alright, get ourselves turned here. This is going to be interesting. Is there sufficient runway? Well, let's find out together, sports fans. Alright, get ourselves lined up. Hold. Be very careful that you don't tip this gadget over, right? Alright. We're walking, we're talking, and we need to be squawking. And we're squawking. Alright, friends. Let's go flying. Power coming in. Off the brakes. 3, 2, 1. Let's get moving. Take up power set. There's 80. There's 90. Yep, see Daisy. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. There's a stutter. There's another stutter. That's the gear coming up. Flaps coming in. Alright. Now you don't fly these like you would an airliner. They don't like a whole lot of nose up. Very gentle. Keep the nose down, pick up your speed, and then you can ramble, right? There's Yellowknife. This is gorgeous looking. Oh, yes. Look at the state of it. Look at the state of this, lads. Absolutely beautiful looking. Right, so we'll do one of these. If you're flying with us on Xbox, press 1, PC, press 2. And if you're here for the crack because it's Tuesday, let's sure listen, lads. You press number 3 and we'll get an old head count. Are we ready? Yes! Hello, Fireflies. Welcome to the Flying Circus. We live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but today's Tuesday, Murph, 1900 Zulu time, right here. Oh, the sounds of this, Jesus. Right, now, get in here now and let's tidy it all up. Aaron is in the house, good to see you. 19 on PC, 1 on the V, or 1 in console. Thank you, Super Ty. They delayed Sim Update 15. Is that official, Aaron? It is. Let's have a look. Sim Update 15 is delayed. Oh, you're hearing it kind of over there now. Due to issues discovered in last week's Sim Update, the beta, WASM missing connect error, Xbox stuttering or freezing, Sim Update 15 will no longer release on the 7th as we continue to investigate. Today, participants in the Sim Update 15 beta will receive a new update which fixes the WASM missing content error, as well as a handful of other issues, including the DirectX 12 aerial pop-in. We are continuing to investigate the Xbox stuttering freezing issue, which is related to the recent GDK Game Development Kit update. In the interim, enabling rolling cache should reduce the likelihood of encountering stuttering or freezing for most simmers on Xbox, and please note this is not a fix, and it is still possible to encounter it with your rolling cache enabled. We aim to have a fix for Xbox issued by next week, which will be flighted as soon as possible. Our sincere thanks to everyone who raised these issues and provided a detailed repro steps. Your information has been a huge help. Okay. I'll put it this way, lads. You can imagine how popular they would be, right, if they released the update and there were issues with it. I mean, we'd all go freaking nuts. So I say leave the thing alone until it's fixed. Do you know what I mean? I just think that's important, right? Now, our gyro pilot, we can do weird and wonderful things here. So, let me see, right? So, I want to get a new, let me see. That's me light. I want to get a new heading here. So, we're going to be heading for... I know there's a bit of wind to worry about as well, but we'll worry about that now in a minute. I want a heading of about 186 degrees, right? So, 186 degrees. Bring it in. 186. 1819 186, something like that, right? So I'm going to activate the gyro, and from in here now we can do a couple of things. I'm a little bit high, right? So here's beautiful autopilot, and let me see, altitude, let's go down to about 3,000 feet, lock that in, and we can V-speed the devil down. So I want 3,000 feet and I want a heading of about 186 degrees. And we should be getting a small descent here as well. If we're not, we'll V-speed it down by 1,000 feet a minute and she'll start dropping down. Now, aircraft management. I'm going to close the cowl flaps for the moment. Don't think I need them. And we're going to get our engine pressure and temperature sorted, right? So we're going to start off first and foremost with the RPM. We're going to back down to about 2,400. Both engines. Here we go. And our manifold pressure, we're going to bring it down to about 38, 35, 36, 37, 38. Roughly here. And that should be fairly good. Our speed is going to go very high, but it'll chill out once we get down to about 3,000 feet. That's what I want to cruise with, yeah? Yeah, like, I mean, if your sim is running relatively well right now, like, we really don't want another update. Leave it be, right? But yeah. There's a weird texture line. Now, at this stage, we can probably turn off landing lights. Everything else is grand. Really hear the wind hitting us now, but, like, that'll sort itself out in a moment. So we should be able to level off here at around 3,000 feet. That's the plan, at least. Yeah, we could leave them in trail, but at the moment, just because I'm descending down, we'll open them back up because we're going to go too fast. The engines will get very shockingly cold because, like, I'm keeping the power back while I'm descending. And I just want to be keeping an eye on the owl hydraulic pressure here as well. So it should rise a little bit. See our compass here as well. You're probably wondering, what's the story there? Yeah? Well, the whole idea is it's not fixed, so it can move freely, so it won't get locked in any of the area. You can see where your magnetic compass is. And don't forget, you're going to have a small bit of deviation with this as well. You can click it if it's annoying you. Now again, I don't know, is that a duckworks thing? But I think it looks good, rattling and rolling. These are an old airplane. They shake, rattle and roll all over the place, right? Flow gives a basic autopilot for any aircraft. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Stavaris, Flow is excellent. I can't recommend the thing enough. So our speed is a little bit high. This is in miles per hour. We're doing about 220. Put that in old money and we're probably up around the 190. That'll drop off now shortly, lads. I'm only doing it until I get down to my cruise altitude. We're starting to level off here now. We can trail these fellas now. They've opened up. And it's very much a two-pilot operation, this aircraft. Man, look at that. Isn't it just beautiful? The DC-6 as well. That's an incredible airplane. The DC-3 for me, especially because it's the C-47, right? I mean, that's what we like. Angel 15, yes indeed! Exclamation point Discord will bring it in there, right? So, right, for our D-Day flying, right? For when we fly these in D-Day. Picture it now. What do you think? Know what I mean? And well, there's other stuff afoot. Hey, B. Carlo, good to see you. There's other stuff afoot that we're working on. And this is all going to be for D-Day stuff. Because it's we don't have far to go, right? We don't have far to go. But I'll give you a little teaser of what I'm after, look. Can we just say, lads, right? I mean, can we just say, right? I've showed you too much. But yeah, flying into Normandy. Now, June 6th is actually on a Wednesday, if memory serves me. June 6th. Sorry, June 6th is a Thursday, so I don't know what I can do the Wednesday. We might do our D-Day flight a few days before or a few days after. Just leave that with me. But we did it last year and it was a lot of fun. You know, we're not, there's no combat involved. I mean, we're using a civilian flight sim, right? But it would be nice maybe to get like that sort of sound. It's just kind of builds the whole, Jesus. And flak was the thing, right? Flak was the thing. But in terms of like an aviation achievement, it was the largest aviation operation of the day. Troop transport, like, just nuts, absolutely nuts. And considering that, you know, this aircraft, she first flew all the way back in 1935. This is an old plane. And they're still flying to this day. They're still flying. That's incredible, right? The DC-3, numbers built. I don't think there... How many DC-3s were built? Surely there was more than 600. There was friggin' thousands of these. How many were built? Does anyone know? D&H, good to see it. How many made? More than 13,000. 13,000! Look for numbers C-47s. Oh, that's a good... Actually, now, do you know what? How many C-47s? 10,174. C-47s. Most of the DC-3s as we see them today, most of them are converted back from C-47s. That's nuts! Like, that's beyond nuts. And they're still there today. A lot of them got updated with new PT6 engines. There's a company, they're actually up in Oshkosh, and they update and convert the DC-6, right? Or the DC-3. And there's a great documentary on Netflix at the moment, That's All Brother. And that's the aircraft we flew, that livery. Zard says, I was in one as a kid, it had no seats, military guys were sitting on huge hammocks. No way. Basler, that's the one super tight. Android Metis, yeah, Basler, that's them lads. And it's a great documentary to look at because That's All Brother, I actually have a bit of That's All Brother over here. The actual airplane, I have a bit of it, right? And it was the first paratrooping aircraft into D-Day for the Americans. The Pathfinders went ahead, but that was the first one bringing in paratroopers. They're flying them in Colombia too. Oh yes. J-Fold, yeah, it's pretty awesome, isn't it? It's beautiful looking. And we do have Firefly Air liveries for both aircraft, but I've just gone with the Buffalo Airways for tonight. Something different. Look at that. And you can see the heritage, right? A lot of the parts from the DC-3 ended up on the DC-6. DC-6 has a bigger nose though. I've seen the hangars but couldn't visit. Canada was the dummies that decided the DC-3 on floats is a great idea. That's awesome, right? How are you calling big nose? I've been in C-47s and DC-3s but never flying. I've never been in one flying. Look at the cut of that livery. That's our Firefly Air livery with the DC-3. Look at that. Cyrus T made that one for us. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that absolutely stunning? Jesus, I love that livery. Look at that, lads. Ah, sure, if there was ever going to be a screenshot now, come here to me. Do you know what I mean, though, right? Look at the state of that. Isn't it gorgeous? Captain Andiva says, my granddad was a Red Beret just after World War II. He may have jumped out of one of these. Wow. Oh, look at the state of that, look. Jesus. Hang on a second, lads. This is a screenshot moment if ever I saw. And there we go. Oh, hang on. Look up there, DC-6. There we go. Look at the state of that. Isn't it gorgeous? So that's Dougal, and it's also Jungle. Beautiful flying, lads. Huh? That's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. And we've Liam Aquila Mike flying information with us as well. That's absolutely gorgeous. That was a starter for me. Jesus, Dougal, you're fierce handy flying. That thing's so close. Double flying a Hellcat. Incredible aircraft. What else? Who else? Tuner is in the DC-3 way up there. I mean, look at the profile of the gadget. Isn't it beautiful, right? TPH confirmed. Yes. Sim update 15 has been delayed. What do we like for a flyby sound? Shall we? Give it a listen. Give it a listen. Mind your ears. I don't even have to say it. You know what I'm going to say. Would you look at this state of it? That's absolutely gorgeous. Jesus, that was gorgeous. Huh? That needs to be clipped. Absolutely stunning. Oh man, what a plane. What a plane. Alright. How are we looking here? Thames pressures. Oil price is a little bit high. We're well on the way. It looks like D-Day, doesn't it? Oh, it's gorgeous, lads. Look at the state of it, look. So ICE pilots, Buffalo Airways, they're a real airway or airline up in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories, and they fly these aircraft today. They fly the DC-3. Their electrics seem to do a lot of work. They've only recently, the first time they've ever went for a jet engine, they went for the Boeing 737. And like that only came into service, I think, last year. Like it's so new, right? So it's pretty cool. Hey, Voicey! Canadian also put a twin beach on floats. We put everything on floats. Even put themselves on floats. So we're heading down across, what's the lake called? Great Slave Lake. That's where we're headed. And I actually need a teeny tiny course adjustment to the left. Okay. Hello, Flo. We need to go left a bit. Let's call it 183 degrees. Kazaki says, I'm way behind. Microsoft Flight Sim added a departure to my flight. Thanks, Asobo. If I wanted to fly a departure, I'd have loaded it myself. Oh, come on, Super Ty. Thank you very much. Don't worry, Kazaki. By the time we get loaded, I'll drag my heels a little bit. Yeah. Now, I'm just trying to think speed-wise. We're doing 175 knots. Right? How long will this flight going to take us? Because you know me, lads, I may have bitten off a bit more than I could chew. So, someone put in exclamation point route, please. CYYZ. No, it's not. CYZF. Thank you. And we're heading down to CYPY. CYPY. That's 2 hours and 47. Oh, beat the Jesus. CYHY and CYSM. CYSM. Right, so that's a 3 hour and 20 minute flight. We're averaging about 180 knots. That's going to take an hour and 54. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. 180 knots. We can probably increase this after a little while. But for the moment, let's kind of stay true to the cause. If you're wondering how I'm getting these estimates, and bearing in mind it's not looking at the wind, this is all through SkyVector. SkyVector is a free website, highly recommend it. You fire in your flight plan, you put in your speed, our altitude is 030, it's an hour and 55 minutes of flying this route. That's without stops. But we're alright, it's 9 o'clock and we're well on our way. So in 2 hours time, yeah, we're roughly here. In 2 hours time, I'd say we're okay. Skyvector.com. Don't leave home without it, lads. Do you know? And the weather is giving it absolute socks here. Tell me, Flo. 21 knots against the nose? What? So we are getting bashed out of it, right? El Polito says, just joined, not too familiar with the DC-3. What sort of autopilot? It has a gyro pilot, which is this unit here. So you want to make sure that your master switch is turned on. That's located on the floor just here. And then your gyro pilot is from here. Now, they also have the modern variant of this aircraft as well. They've popped in a GPS for you if you want it, right? But effectively how it works is you key in your aileron and your elevator, and you can change all that from in here. Just be careful as you move it. That's your vertical speed, if you like. Then you have your master switches, and we can move our target, attitude, and all that from here, and your rudder then as well. If you're unsure, I highly recommend using Flow. It's a beautiful cockpit. It really is, Aaron. It's like, without a shadow of a doubt, the DC-3 is my absolute favourite machine in the world. I love these airplanes. Now, if we want to bite down a little bit and see can we get an extra couple of knots, well, we can close the cowl flaps. Even though they're trailing, we can fully close them. Because when they open up, yes, they cool the engine, but they create drag. And if you look at the design of a DC-3, right? Well, from an aerodynamics perspective and drag, right? You can, well, if you look at the engineering of it. So, don't mind the antennas, I'll go back to them in a moment. But you have these beautiful big massive piston engines here, right? And below them then you have intake. You guys still hear me? Hang on. Bear with me now. Uh-oh. Headphones just what died. Give it a second now. Give it a second. That was the weirdest thing ever, right? I lost audio myself, all I got was, you know when you get like a screen freeze, blue screen? That's what I got in my headphones. And I was like, oh no, we're still alive. Anyway, that was weird. So look, you have these air intakes here underneath the mesh, right? And then we can see where the landing gear is. They don't sit fully in, but the idea being is any of the wind that was going to hit was going to go back in and circulate around the aircraft or the engine. There's one of the main exhausts there. But when you look at the airplane itself, right? Considering this came from 1935, lads, right? What we're looking for here is elements of drag, and in particular parasitic drag. Bits of the airplane that are adding drag that probably don't need to be there, but you can't remove them. But by and large, there's not. This is a vent here. This is like ram air. That takes in fresh air into the cabin. If your main fuel tank's on the wings. Like, it's just stunning. Again, I don't know, like, it's... In terms of the detailing on the aircraft, from a distance, it's beautiful. If you get very up close and personal to it, it's you know, it's not bad, right? We've come at the back of the engine here and have a look in. Just a couple of textures are a little bit on the rough side. But like, I mean, you're not going to necessarily be keeping your head, you know what I mean? Like, enjoy the aircraft for what it is. That's what I say. And like, this was part of the 40th anniversary update. Wasn't this free? That DC-6 though? Yeah, this is a different kettle of fish. This is a PMDG aircraft. And again, the exterior textures are, well, they're good, right? They're good. But the aircraft itself, it's an absolute masterpiece. The DC-6 is one of the best aircraft in the sim. Hands down, like, it's still excellent. Look at that view there. Look at the state. I'm loving it. Zard, I don't know what DC-3 you're in, but we can't see you. Copper dude. Look at the cut of this one, look. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And there's Wombat below in the Mitsubishi. I need to do a flight in that soon. Wombat, how are you enjoying it? Wombat's probably in VR now and he's like, damn it, Murphy. Well, stop asking me questions. I'm trying to fly. Right? What server are we on? Captain Carlos. We're on the Southeast Asian server. So elegant. Right, Captain Gaming? Like, I mean, lads, they don't make planes like this anymore. And it's such a shame. The DC-3, over this side of the pond, they were called a Dakota, right? And like, Jesus, you want to see these things back in the day. Do you ever see the Aer Lingus one? Aer Lingus DC-3. This is gorgeous, right? I don't know. Would you be careful playing this with music? Check this out. I mean, look at the state. The absolute state of this, look.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus is right. So this aircraft, this DC-3 in particular, she was flown in for an anniversary flight for Aer Lingus, and it was actually painted up. It's not in its true original colours. I think Aer Lingus owned the aircraft, and they sold it. And when she came back, she was resprayed in Dublin Airport. As you can see, her getting painted up, and she was put back in the old Aer Lingus colours, and then she was flown around the country as part of an anniversary flight. It was absolutely beautiful. It's a stunning machine, right? And like what we have here from Airplane Heaven, I mean, do you know what I mean? Even some of the camera angles that we saw, I mean, there we go, look. Isn't it very pretty? And like, as I said, Buffalo Airways, they fly these aircraft, they operate them. They're still like working. They're still working. It's not like they're just pleasure flights. They actually fly the friggin' things, which is absolutely insane. It's a great series to watch. Yeah, that's delivery on flightsim.to, yes. Hemmingbird, sorry I'm late. I started working at the Polo factory. I'm making a mint. Oh, Jesus. Do you remember Polos? They were brilliant. Captain Gamer says, so fun story. Where I did my flight training in NC, North Carolina, the CIA had a DC-3 there with a PT-6 in it. Thing was so cool. Yeah. So if you have a look at the newer ones, if you have a look at the updated DC-3 PT-6. I mean, this is what they look like now, look. With a PT-6 engine, like, you know what I mean? So, they stretched the fuselage, new fuel tank, new cowling, and a new engine. And like I think the South African Air Force, I could be wrong on this, I think the South African Air Force still use these as part of their military services for, you know, transport and all this kind of stuff, right? Kozaki says, my favourite DC version is still Puff the Magic Dragon. Really? Avio Man, good to see you, man. You're very welcome in. The pilot wasn't afraid to throw it around. Zythi, yeah. They flew it down to Burr Airfield. But look at it, look at those engines on it. Now, I don't know, lads. For me, I'm not a fan of it. It's great to see that they can still fly these aircraft, and like the PT-6 engine, like just incredible. But I don't know, man. It's like, kind of takes the look off it. What do you think, lads? It looks wrong, Merv. Right? It is sacrilege. Yeah, it kind of is, though, isn't it? Like, look, it's great to see them still flying. It really, really is. Considering the aircraft, they're nearly 100 years old. The airframe is nearly 100 years old, and they're still flying them. What was the name of that company, lads? Basler, was it? So the Basler BT-67, Guatemalan Air Force. I mean, that's an old C-47. Like, look. And they still fly today. It's nuts, lads. Kill it with fire. Operators.
Oh, Jesus.
The Australian Antarctic Division operate them. The Canadians. Airlock. Your fellow countrymen are using these. The United States. There's one in Germany. We got some in Australia, Thailand, Mali, El Salvador, Colombia. Colombian Aerospace Force. National Police of Colombia. It's not mad though. So they're using two Pratt & Whitney PT-6A 67 turboprop engines. Jesus. 5-bladed Hartzell constant speed propeller. It increased the speed, it reduced its fuel consumption, and it increased its range. And then we have this one. That's all, brother. This is a livery available on flightsim.to as well. This is the aircraft I fly most of the time in, right? And this aircraft, we didn't get to see it in person. Old Veteran has seen this many times. The Commemorative Air Force operate them. And this is the one that the documentary on Netflix is all about. Incredible stuff, right? Gustavo, welcome in. Montevideo in Uruguay, you're very welcome in. Captain Gaming, you saw it at Oshkosh? Wow. So like, when we do our D-Day flights, this is the one we use. That's what we fly in. And man alive, is that a beautiful aircraft. So hang on there now. I'll show you some of the screenshots I took the other day. Come hither. So where's my here she is in all its glory, like. So that's all brother in Microsoft Flight Sim. Like, just, do you know what I'm saying? There she is again. Looks like that spit from the DCS you took. Yeah, it's that's in there as well. Then using the airshow assistant mod, you can get all very creative. I mean, look at that, lads, right? I was here flying the DC. I was flying it the other day. I was just like, this is the best thing ever. Do you know? And I had all my sound effects going as well. I find it myself. I love history of a plane, especially that I love. Absolutely. That's all brother livery.
Jesus.
On Muse. Right? I think of a couple of more pictures here. So there she is, proper in the sim look. Isn't it gorgeous? Like, it's absolutely stunning. That's flying over the south of England. And there was some here's another one. So the only thing we can't do is simulate parachute droppers, you know? Murph, can you not show that abomination and never speak of it again? Oh, which one? The other one? The PT6? Yeah, gotcha. Isn't it gorgeous? That's all, brother. And the story behind that is amazing. And it has the invasion stripes on it as well. And the gas thing is, see these invasion stripes? These were hand-painted. Hand-painted. And the idea was, it was to help them identify friend from foe. I mean, look at that. It's like a friggin' oil painting. Wasn't Airplane Heaven working on a C-47 mod for this? Yeah, they were, but I've never seen it. It never saw the light of day. That's taken from Microsoft Flight Sim, by the way. I mean, you can put hashtag Flight Sim 2024 and people are like, oh yeah, it looks great. There's a screenshot from this evening, look at the state of it. Hey, Noel K, good to see you. Oh, heading. Oh, Jesus, where are we going? Who's in charge? Right, Noel. I reckon it's going to be runway 14 or 14. CYHY. CYHY. Marilyn Carter, Hay River. Now, lads, if you put an exclamation point METAR space CYHY, that should give you the METAR for the airport we're about to land at. 05 or 14. I'm going to go with 14. So current heading is good. Current heading is good. Canadian Spartan troops from British and American C-47s. Yeah. Last D-Day, we had over 100 DC-3s in our flight. We did. Hand-painted, no Murph. They used a brush. They used anything they could tarnish. It could have been a brush. Hand-painted, not necessarily by their hand, but like they weren't machine stripped. They like got a towel on the bottom of a friggin' brush. You know what I mean? Have you checked the airshow assistant where you can change liveries on the formation? You can, Nutty Slack. It's still kind of... Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not great. Okay, so continue on this heading, then it's going to be a left turn. We're a little bit far out-ish. Man, look at that. Isn't that beautiful looking? So that's land over there. It's a little bit hard to see because we're going to fly into a big rain shower. There's a Eurofire. We're going to fly into a rain shower. This is our first stop of the night. They use the last pair of clean underpants, right? Some painted the stripes with brooms. Yeah, correct. It's pretty cool though. Hand painted, Moron Murph. They use their hands. Eurofighter struggling. It is to go this slow. 175 knots. What's the wind doing to us? 21 knots. Jesus. All right. Let's add in a bit of a turn here. So we're going to go left turn 150 degrees and hold. Going to get that manifold pressure up a bit. Ooh. We are battling some serious windage. Look at this. That's gorgeous. Why are my cabin lights on? There we go. Okay, where are you taking me, plane? Uh-oh. Don't know why she was doing that. That was strange. Switch above booster bumps. Go. The 104 stalls at 172 knots. What? Yikes. After August 1944, the stripes are only on the bottom of the wing's fuselage. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay, take off autopilot for the minute. Let's hand fly this sucker in. And let's see what we can do here. So, all should be well in the round. Look at this weather. Isn't this beautiful? I got an early start in the morning, mate. Going to have to call it a night. Love the history. Send you the link for the YouTube video. 100%. Aaron, just put in DC-3 Aer Lingus. You'll see it. But you take care, my guy. Have a great day. Work tomorrow. Beautiful. Yeah, this is going to... Look at that. This will get interesting now as we try and do our first stop of the night. Time is 21:23 local. Well, for me, what's the local time in Canada, eh? Local time 14:26. Runway in sight. Got a D-Day livery for the Eurofighter. Nice. Okay, start bringing the power back. Now, I don't want the old gear horn roaring at me, so we'll turn that off. Okay, power to idle. 4 p.m. is there. That's going to help us out a little bit. Speed dropping now, 170. Flaps on. Well, quarter flaps. That's how they're measured. Okay, bring some power back in. Speed 140. Flaps half. Speed 135. Get our turn in. Murph, read the big red sticker in front of you. Don't mind that at all. That's only for, you know what I mean? Let there be a landing gear. So that sticker's only an owl advisory one. It's grand. Alright, there's our flap speed. Lowering the flaps now. Captain. It's grand. Totally fine. Right. In you go, you big Jesse. That's completely the wrong button. Alright. Easy does it. Easy. Easy. I always say easy. Watch your speed. Oh. Oh, there's a bit of windage. A crosswind landing in a tail dragger. Gotta love it, right? Easy. Away, Stormers.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Ah, Jesus, who pressed that? Easy. Alright, gently does it. Main contact on the gears. Don't bounce it. There's a bit of a touch. We're down. 155. Keep her steady. There we go. Bring the RPM back in a little bit. Gently on the brakes. Let that tail wheel jump down. Easy. Easy. Come on, tail wheel, get down.
I haven't a clue what you're doing.
Tail wheel down. Jesus. Alright. Well, we're down anyway. Alright. Welcome to Hay River. Chase the Mounties, lads. Beautiful. That was Pete Carlo. God almighty. Alright, lads, take on some fuel. How's our main tanks? Yeah, she's a thirsty machine, isn't it? Alright, we're going to take on a drop in of fuel. Bring us up there to about 70 on each. That'll do. How'd you get the landing foam on the screen? The land... Oh, it's part of flow as well. Very, very nice, lads. Angel 1-5 in a Spitfire. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. In a Mark 1 as well. Stunning. That was class looking. Right, taxi down. And we get ourselves situated, and then we're going to ramble on to our next stop. So, our first leg was 105 miles. Our second leg is 123. And our last leg is 80. So the next leg, push it. There's Fierce Wolf coming in. Nighthawk is in. That's all, brother, it looks like. Nicely done, Fierce Wolf. Nicely done. Beautiful. Here comes Alf.
Hello there.
Ozymandias, hello there. Hope you're well, man. You're very welcome aboard. Alf is looking good. A little bit fast, but looking good all the same. Beautiful. Oh, yes. Very nicely done, Alf. Beautiful. That was gorgeous. Right, we continue on. Button Smurf. Airlock Doc is flying with us. Firewall it like Forder. Or do what Airlock said. Take it to 5,000 feet, you'll get about 216 knots. Will we? Gotta head out, Murph. Got to plan for my captain upgrade check ride tomorrow. Captain Gaming, you've got this. I'm not even gonna say good luck. You don't need it. You got this, dude. Drop us an L message tomorrow. Let me know how you get on, right? We're rooting for you. Jungle Sim, you take care. Foes of That's All Brother in the real life section of Discord. Oh, nice. Paparazzi, nice. First notch of flaps, or one notch of flaps to take off. And let's see what we can do here. Alright. Don't let it tip over. Alright. Elf, you take care too. Fab evening introduction of the DC-3. Nice. Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, lads. Power coming in. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. There's the wind hitting us. Easy. There's 60. There's 80. Upsy daisy. There's the wind hitting us. Gear up. Flaps in. Ooh, some serious wind. Copper dude, that's not looking great at all. Medic! Oh, you know. You poor old devil, God love you. Look at this. Beautiful. Oh, that's awesome looking, guys. Absolutely awesome. All right, get ourselves trimmed out. What are we saying? So 5,000 feet? Muse fan, are you in a bonanza on my screen? Oh, the simulated horror. All right, easy plane. Autopilot. We're gonna do 5. Eesh. Where on earth are you going, plane? 150, you mad joke. Interesting. You're cheating with the modern AP? Well, I mean, look, you can use it from in here, but it can get a little bit messy. Like, once you dial in what heading you're after, it should be able to do it. But, like, the autopilot in this airplane can absolutely be nuts. Do you know what I mean? Right, 800, 150, like, it actually should be 0, 9, or 5. Let's see how it responds to this. It rolls too much, that's the issue. So it'll go like, it'll slingshot past where it is we need to go. I mean, look at the freaking bank angle on that. Jesus, plane, you're drunk. Take it out of autopilot. Alright, that's a little bit more manageable. Yeah, we should be okay at this. We should be okay at this. Because I can't actually see your aeroplane. I can see your name tag all right. Airlock. These are our superchargers here, aren't they? Yes. Now she's going to roar into the future. Let's see what happens here, sports fans.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
Alright, 160 knots indicated, passing 3,000 feet. The lights aren't working terribly well. Alright. 3,500 feet, 200 knots. Well, indicated 200 miles an hour. Nice. Just gonna transition from living room to bedroom. See in a minute. Nice. 2.6 wind almost on the nose. Oof. You see, the higher we go, the windier it gets, yeah? We'll see, we'll see. We're looking good though. 235 miles an hour, 195 ground speed and climbing. Nice! Skycheck, welcome in. Nightstep, what are you flying? It's coming up as civil transport. Yeah, no, the interior lights are working fine. I mean, we can turn these guys all the way up. The exterior lights, so you're like your landing lights. Usually they give you a very nice bright landing light, but on this livery they don't. If I was in That's All Brother, they light up like a friggin' Christmas tree. So, yeah. Oh, you're in the Dove. Oh, nice. Okay. I think I have the Dove. That is very pretty, lads, isn't it? We'll ramble up here. Look at the speed of these lads. Come back, you devils. I think I have the Dove installed, Nightstep. Jesus, I hope I do now after all me talking. For that. For that. No, you're coming up as a Mooney Typhoon. I can't remember if I had it installed or not. That kind of proves it though. Now, where is Muse fan? Muse, you say you were appearing as something else. Where's Muse? I don't see a Wild Muse fan. He was here a minute ago. Wait for it. Has anyone picked up the yeah, it's nasty weather. Has anyone picked up the Diamond DA50? And if so, what do you think of it? You haven't flown it yet? Ooh, look at this weather we're flying into. We're at 5,000 feet now. 190 knots is what she's given us. Shall we go for the out soundage? Are we ready? You gotta love the sound, lads. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, into the wet stuff. Speed starting to climb. Well, 190 knots indicated. Are we giving it all she's got? RPM down a smidgen. Just change the bite ever so slightly. $200 knots. Back to 2100, you reckon, yeah? Jesus. Easy does it. That's her, I'd say. Multiplier very high. Gotcha. Are you not meant to be roughly match the MP? It depends. For this case, no. Like we're kind of, you know, we're up against it with the weather. Like, we're battling a 25 knot headwind, so... Looks beautiful, though. Let's see how we get on, right? Oh, manifold pressure very high. Oh yeah, it's off the chart because we have our superchargers turned on. These little gadgets here. Oh, we're grand! Just watch the fuel though. I mean, like, we're probably burning so much fuel now, you're going to see the gadget just, you know, run down. We're grand though, it's grand. Imagine if it was calm, we'd almost be up just a streak in the 1938 sky. If you can get 300,000 out of the Skoda, you can get 300,000 hours out of a DC-3. Yeah, baby. Murph, the perfect setting is just 1 notch before flame out. Dakey, on mixture or on RPM? Like, we're on 22 there at the moment, right? If I dial it back even further... Right there. Alright, let's see what happens. My fuel calculations say at this power level we're burning 293 gallons an hour. Yikes. Zybok Doc is here. Good to see you, Zybok. Welcome in, man. Ah, oh, what a beautiful plane, though. Isn't it just a friggin' gorgeous plane? And, like, okay, I'm not too worried about the scenery. Like, I imagine any of the satellite imagery that Microsoft has for this area, it would have been taken with full snow coverage. You know what I mean? Murphy knows how to make mechanics cry. Yes. That's a main tank and a half in the auxiliary tank. Pretty much. The weather is stunning. And by stunning I mean it's horrid, but it looks nice. Doesn't it? And again, I'm loving Navigraph here because I can see the forestry underneath us, look. All the green bits indicates trees. I mean, it's relatively accurate, right? So here's lakes coming up with a whole load of forestry. Yeah, there's your lakes and a whole load of forestry. That's pretty cool. We like it, lads. We like it. Don't forget, lads, if you're watching us over on YouTube, if you can do us a solid, because what it does, it'll actually recommend the stream to other people. That's how it works, right? So if you hit the like button, YouTube will say, oh yes. And then they'll start giving notifications to people who are, you know, they're doing their own thing. Then this will encroach on them. It'll sneak up on them and say, we found something we think you should watch. Brilliant, right? So yeah, if you call Jesus, right? If you could, it'd be brilliant. Tomorrow night, by the way, we're going to be checking out Beyond ATC and also Say Intentions. Both of them. With this age, you're trying to talk to both of them. I think that'll be a fun night. 205 knots at 5,000 feet. We're absolutely trooping it. And we also check out the turbine variant of the upcoming Dukes. Will I let them talk to each other? That is the question. I wonder if you could. What was that? The Lighthouse one? Did you ever hear that? American warship versus Irish Navy. Was that it? I probably just gave away the free. I'll stop talking now. That's what I'll do. Oh, look at the lovely plane. Isn't it beautiful? Jesus, Murph. Murph, next stop runway 12, so we can get a bit more on the nose. Okie dokie. So our next airport is a place called Fort Smith. Runway 12 for the landing. That'd be gas actually if you let both AIs talk to each other. No, you turn left. No, you turn left. No, you turn left now. Right? That'd be deadly. That's the one side, yeah, but I gave away the punchline. Brilliant. The route for D-Day that we did is about an hour and 40 minutes flying. The only Duke I like is Daisy. Just went over to YouTube and hit the like button. Thank you, Trits4. Been using Beyond ATC lately. Some bugs, but actually quite enjoying it a lot. Says Energizer. Nice. Yeah, like I was intentionally waiting to get over the IFR core stuff because I just don't want to develop bad habits. But yeah, man, it's definitely worth a look. Definitely, both of them. Is Say Intentions released yet? Even as early access? I don't think so, is it? Or maybe it is. Oh, it is. They've a beta, haven't they? $27 knots, be the Jesus. I'm absolutely sure it can help people get used to phraseology. I agree, it will. With a hard will, definitely. As far as I know, though, we don't have we've no VFR capability. No, there's no VFR capability. Say Intentions, on the other hand. Hang on. Yeah, so I can do VFR, right? How do I do this again now? How do we... Oh yeah. Let's see if this works, right? Okay, so Fort Resolute, or Resolution, 122.1, right? Let's see if this works, right? What are we saying? 122.1. 122.1. Fort Resolution Airport, Buffalo 235, radio check. Let's see if it works. Just realized the turbochargers don't work without Duckworks mod.
Buffalo 235, Fort Resolution Radio, Fort Resolution Airport, QNH 2977, wind 155 at 28, runway 12 in use. Stay position and intentions.
Jesus. Hang on, where am I? I'm over here, look. Buffalo 235 is a DC-3. We're flying to Charlie Yankee Sierra Mike for a full stop landing. Hey, Kanzui's here, good to see you. Wonder can we ask him out for dinner? So, do you come here often? Alright?
Buffalo 235. Alright, we've got a QNH of 2977 for you. Winds are coming in from 155 at 28 knots, just so you know. And we're using runway 12 today. Just give me a shout when you're about 10 miles out, okay?
Roger, we'll give you a shout when we're about 10 miles out for Buffalo 235. Pretty cool, isn't it? Waiting for the server slot? Yeah, so they're getting better. Heading, Murph, heading. That's say intentions now, lads, what I'm using. Just to be clear on that.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Beyond ATC doesn't have VFR capabilities just yet. Oh, jeez, it's starting to snow and everything.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? Is that free voice or premium? That's, so it's say intentions, yeah? Like, some of the stuff we can put in there, like, we can ask them a question, you know? Fort Resolution Airport, Buffalo 235. Request directions to the airport. Murph, you missed the story about you and Gibbo. Wait, what? Murph and Gibbo went ice fishing. After they drilled a hole, they heard a voice. There's no fish here.
Buffalo 235. You're looking at about 48 miles to the south on a bearing of 006. Keep that in mind.
Alrighty then. Hey, MTA's here. Good to see you. There's no fish here. Murph asked Gibbo. Was that God?
Buffalo 235. Fly heading 006 for 48 miles to reach Fort Resolution Airport.
Roger. Fly heading 006 for 48 miles for Fort Resolution Airport. Buffalo 235. Was that God? The voice again. No, I am the manager of this here ice hockey arena. There's no fish here. MDA, good to see you. Fort Resolution Tower. Request flight following. Buffalo 235. It'll hardly do it.
Buffalo 235 flight following not available. Refer to charts and navids for navigation assistance.
Yeah, right, fine, right? But you get the idea. We're going to mess around with both of these tomorrow. A lot of my C-130 reserve pilots fly the 737 8 and 9, so I'm looking to pick up one from PMDG. Is the extra cost worth it for the 800? Big Carlo, the 800 is the best, I think. What's the verdict? Yeah, no, not too bad. Is the blue handle next to the co-pilot seat in the forward position? Hey, Monty is here. Good to see you. Yeah, if you want your autopilot working, make sure this gadget's towards the front. Otherwise, she'll get you. I think we're okay in this heading-ish, although I reckon the lads have a better idea than I have. So we'll, to the right, we're at 5 degrees. I just bought the 736, then the 738. Yeah, 738 is pretty cool. Yeah, the livers move, but they don't actually do anything. Oh, really? I'm getting increase in speed, says Dragon. Nice. Renoir, good evening. Hope you're well, man. You join us here on this Buffalo Airways flight. We took off out of Yellowknife. We headed down to Hay River. And we're now heading out to Fort Smith. After Fort Smith, we're going to go down to a place called Fort... I think I'm pronouncing this right. Is it Chippewyan? 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 But yeah, we're halfway through our second leg. We're going okay for time. Not much to look. Well, there is a bit of stuff on the ground. It's stunning, isn't it? Look at them. Look at this. Look, beautiful. We're going to be eating the afterburners of a Eurofighter. Ah, jeez, it's a simulated horror. My DC-3 is having fits trying to kill me. Really? Chippewyan. Thank you, Zard. See, I can pronounce things when people help me. Primo Victoria, got the PMDG 6 and 9. Enjoy them both. Yes. Yeah, no, look, the DC-3, as I said, my absolute favourite airplane in the real world. She's absolutely friggin' stunning, lads. Stunning. I accidentally opened the cockpit window and now I'm sitting in a stunning cockpit. Brilliant. Swap21, good to see you, man. How are you? Hope you're well. Yeah, so they said no sim update tonight. Probably be another week or so. Zybok is here as well. Man, Zybok. Did you hear the flyby of this? We'll do an
Can I
elf.
get a refund?
No, shag off. There's no refunds. We'll do a flyby, right? Now mind your ears for this one, lads. Right, mind your ears. Are we ready? Hang on. We can go better than that. Right, try this one. Sit a bit calm, man. Oh wait, I know what's wrong, sure. Turn down the sim, you muppet. I turned down the sim, hang on. Right, now mind your ears, lads. Are we ready? Here we go.
Time to pull the big switch, good buddy.
Empire kicking! Look at this for timing! We're going to give you the welcome in fly past soundage. Are we ready? Mind your speakers, lads, this will be loud. Jesus, do you hear the wind? It's positively blowing a gale, right? Who's that behind you? We have a wombat behind us, yes? Wombats are for wing. In a Mitsubishi. 98 Vulcan is here. Good to see you. Computer problems? Dude, join the club. Royal Dutch... Oh, sorry. The Royal Danish Air Force livery. Nice. Aha, says Renoir. Aha, indeed. Right. Again, we're looking for runway 12. We're slightly kind of getting blown off to one side. We'll adjust our heading. I like the 737-700. I can have just the right amount of windows in the back for my taste. Yeah, real pilot, yeah. The 737-700 is great. The 800 is my favourite. And what's gas, you might think, right, but there are nuances between each of those aircraft. And that infuriates me because they're relatively expensive, right? But there are differences. There's subtle differences between them. I like the 738 a lot. And of course, don't forget, lads, we have the so we have the 777 on kind of a short final, don't we? Couple of weeks. That'll make things interesting. There's our flight time. I think we could be bang on the money here to finish in 1 hour. Super Ty says the 737-900 has a 200 mile an hour rotation speed. Does it? Yeesh. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking good. Have they announced the date yet for the 777? Not yet, filthy. I'm also curious about the upcoming A340. That should be out, I would say, this week or next week. But like, if Sim Update 15 is now delayed again, like there's a lot of developers waiting for that thing to, you know, release. So I don't know. I'd say a lot of developers are going to say, look, just get our add-ons out there. We'll patch them a week or two after release. Sterling has the 738. Quite fond of it. I'd like to get the 6.2, but no cargo variant, so I haven't picked it up. Sidey says the 737-900 is longer than the 707. Is it? Nice. You can adjust heading degree for crosswinds by taking crosswinds divided by 2. So Skycheck. We can. Only problem is they keep changing on me. So we're at 30 knots now. So I thought I did aim off for 25. So you know what I'm saying? So it was at like 25, then 27, and now we're at 30. Yeah, 115 should do it. I know one dev who is certainly not happy. Yes. Not happy at all. This is beautiful. It's kind of mad flying up here this time of the year, lads. Like, I mean, we're expecting... Last time we flew up this neck of the woods, it was just snow everywhere. And that's why you're seeing some kind of mad differences with the old ground textures and that, you know? You won't be alone, no. 15 knot crossing will give you 15 degrees. Yeah, that's what we have. Well, of about 20 degrees. But we'll get back on course and then we'll go left a little bit. I mean, if I were a dev, I'd really want Microsoft and Asobo to get their act together. Well... Yeah, but, you know... If Microsoft and Asobo have identified an issue, well, they're going to try and fix it. It's better that they know there's an issue before they release it. You know what I mean? Hey, old veteran, good to see you. Hope it's a free stream Tuesday for y'all. Hope free. See? Hope free. Skycheck, yeah, the aiming off in wind, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, do you know, I suppose it's not a perfect science. If you were getting a direct crosswind, or if you were getting, like, you know, realistically, this is hitting the nose at around 15 degrees from the nose, right? And it's variable now. It's gone from 30 to 28, 27. 163 is the direction of the weather. So I now need to adjust my heading because we're going too far to the right. So I'm going to go back. 095 is what we're looking for. So I'm going to go for about 102. I reckon that'll do it. Hey, Belbro, good to see you. Just home from work and starting me one-day weekend. Tuesday flight, indeed. Then on 30 angle is divided by 2 once more. Gotcha. I reckon the aiming here is on the money. I reckon. We'll see. Feature creep is a real issue and a bit Asobo in the behind. It was unwise to make significant changes to Sim Update 15 so late during the beta cycle, says Outer Marker. It depends. So the game development kit that they're putting into Sim Update 15, and they're saying that's causing the issue. WASM seems to be the issue. It's trying to get the A320 to work on Xbox. That's what I reckon. But even some of the game-changing systems that they're putting in there, well, this is a great platform to test prior to rolling out Flight Sim 2024. Know what I mean? So I imagine what they're doing now is laying a lot of the groundwork for Flight Sim 2024, and they're seeing, okay, yeah, it's breaking a lot of stuff on Xbox. Which would make sense, because think about it. Xbox operates outside of, you know, PC stuff. You have to kind of release it out there in order to test it. You can't do like a closed test on Xbox. Kinda. Do you know what I mean? Unless I'm talking absolute yite. Which it could be. Motley, good to see you. Any news on the fly-by-wire A380? Nah. I've no idea when that's going to come in. That could be next year. Do you know? It looks awesome, though. Okay, distance out. What have you? 8 miles? 10 miles? So we're up at 5. Autopilot coming off. Drop at the nose. It's got a lot of speed coming in here. A river to follow to the runway. Indeed. That river's dead ahead. Look at this. All right. So we will use the river to help us along. I should catch up to the lads here. Oh. We will catch up to the lads here. You might need to slow down. Yeah, we're grand. Sure, the old DC-3, she's just battling and bursting along. Not a bother to it in the world. Meanwhile, Murphy's wings fall off. Huh? Jesus! Morrock in an F-117, look! Crikey! You're bordering VNE? I've passed VNE. It's grand. We'll slow it all down now in a moment. Once I get to the river, we'll slow it down, right? Oh, she's really jumping. Don't bend the plane. You don't want Chuck getting after you. Be grand. Chuck was brilliant. He still is brilliant. So many people flying with us. Okay, that was great excitement. Plane's starting to slow down now. Easy does it. I don't see the runway yet. It's over there somewhere. We need to cross over this bit of the river. 2,500 feet. Keep dropping it down. Easy now. Supercharger's off. Oh, jeez. Thank you, Super Tie. I don't see the I don't see the runway just yet. Everyone disappeared and then they reappeared. Easy now. Oh, what a beautiful plane. Love the plane. Isn't that something? Live time and live weather as well. And friggin' nuts. There's a nice big runway over there. Literally follow the river. I mean, it'll lead you straight in. Okay, speed coming down. Nice and easy. Cowl flaps are in trail. Easy now, Murph. Okay, speed coming right back. 4 p.m. Start bringing it back in. There we go. Speed 140. Speed 120. Easy. Speed 112. First notch of flaps. Bring a bit of power in. Gear down. Flaps half. Ooh, look at that TBM. Nice. Okay, a little bit of wind. Watch your speed. Woohoo! She's windy. This should be fun. Flaps 3/4. If you want the DC-3 enhanced, do you need the standard installed as well? I think so, yes. I think so. Jesus, the wind. Not full. We're run, like our ground speed must be like nothing. Look at this. Look at our approach speed. Jesus.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
Two Cats, good to see you. This is a good thing. We're gonna like, we don't need much runway here at all.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? Easy now. Very high. Well, correct.
Hang on to your hats, boy.
Easy now. Get on that center line. Get her down. Watch your stall speed. That didn't make it difficult at all. Jesus. 296. Just as the rain hits. Look at that. Get the tail wheel down, Murph. There we go. Flaps in. Oh, look, Aer Lingus livery. You're a long way from home. Okay, get ourselves turned around. The last hurrah. Refuel because your superchargers would have drank it? I'd say so. Oh yeah, look at that. They blew us so much fuel. We're refueled. We'll chip down here behind everyone. Here comes a wild Dougal McTavish. He does have landing gear. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Oh Jesus, does he? Dougal, are your legs down? Jesus, I hope they are. They are, thank God for that. Paparazzi, look at this. Beautiful. Echo Charlie. Nice.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, Murphy, you're at speed there. Go handy. Watch your speed. Here comes Junior. Beautiful. Nicely done, man. That was gorgeous. Mark Burton, you take care of my dude. There's Jersey Devil. I think he's using a Buffalo Airways livery. I have the Buffalo Airways livery for that. Beautiful landing. And here is Energizer inbound. No pressure, Energizer. It's grand. They're just a beautiful aircraft, aren't they? No one's looking, yeah. Ah, Jesus, there's Muse Fan as well. But Muse Fan is appearing as a Mooney Typhoon. Muse, what livery are you using? Why does that laptop shut down? Whack-a-mo and Energizer. Looking good, lads. Beautiful. Beautiful. 007 livery from Muse. Same as Art. There's a few with liveries I mustn't have, maybe. Right, lads, our last leg, good deal shorter, 80 miles. $30 minutes, maybe? Let's see what happens. Ah, that's why you're in a different one? Okay, thanks, Tarnish. And the rain about to hit us as well. Nice, okay. Watch the flaps. Alright, alright. Let's go flying. So, power coming in. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. There's a stutter. There's 80. There's 100. Yep, see Daisy. Positive rate. Gear up. Trucking Con, good to see you, man. Thanks so much for the follow. Welcome in. That's it. Oh, we're into the rain now. Ramble over to the right. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Chase the amount of you. Okay, we're heading this way. Don't know what the weather's doing. We're flying in the Northwest Territories. We're just after leaving Fort Smith. And we're heading down to Fort, was it Chippewyan? I think. Okay, current heading is 150. Oh, 150 set.
Hello there.
We don't need a whole lot of altitude here. Let's call it 2,000 and bring her up. Yep, see Daisy. Dan, welcome in. 52, Morlock, you're very welcome aboard. Nice flying, dude. Trucking Con, yeah, well, we'll probably be finished in about half an hour, 40 minutes, but we'll have more group flights during the week. Look at this. Right, obligatory, let's do another count. So, friends, if you're on the Xbox, press 1. If you're on the PC, press 2. And well, if you're still here because it's Tuesday, we don't belong on a Tuesday, will you press number 3? Yeah, baby!
Hang on to your hats, boys.
We got 20 on the PC, 1 on console. All right. Absolutely class, isn't it? Ah, Bell Bro, great to have you, man. Right. Doing well. Jesus, we're doing pretty well. Look at the amount he is. Absolutely brilliant. Loving it. And a 747 to boot. Brilliant. Yeah, the Northwest Patches. That was some crack news, wasn't it? Huh? Just, Jesus, it was brilliant. There's Dragon. That's a big Bertha now. Shtahunnen. There's paparazzi and that's all, brother. Look at the state of that. Gorgeous. The show Ice Pilot's one of Canada's greatest exports. Go Buffalo. Canoe Head, good to see you. Love it, man. Interesting thing of Flight Radar, a DHC Twin Otter flying from Hawaii all the way to Majuro in the Marshall Islands. 1900 nautical miles, 13-hour flight. Dude. Annalisa will be jealous right about now. Crisps with sweet corn dip. Ooh. Sweet corn dip. Interesting. That's impressive. A 747. Look at that. Great handling. Look at the cut of it. Ferry flight, someone got to do them. It's awesome though, isn't it? We'll go back down here now to paparazzi for a minute. Look at the state of that. Right? Beautiful. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous livery, that one. So pretty. Right, how are we getting on? What's our speed? And what's our heading? Heading Not too bad. Right, speed, let's punch it. You're up there, you are there now, Betsy. She's gonna start roaring at us now in a second. Ooh. Piston engine equivalent of an afterburner. Ice Pilots was a great show. Don't know if you guys ever watched it. If you haven't got the chance to watch it, watch it. It's brilliant. You've Mikey McBride, Buffalo Joe, his brother's in like maintenance. Oh, so good. Oh, she's roaring. Look at the speed. Alright, so our destination airport, let's have a look. We're going to head down to... what's the... runway 04, lads. Runway 04. We're doing alright. It's just a graceful airplane, isn't it? Like, it's just a gorgeous airplane. Absolutely stunning. I like the Aussie Road Train Trucker show. I haven't watched that one. Canadian Pride, that show. Yeah? Right, Super Ty? Think you can watch loads of episodes on YouTube. All in like 1 9-hour plus. Oh, can you? Nice. The DC-6 has 4 go faster switches. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Left 10 degrees, Diggle. I reckon I'm okay, only because it's a 04. So we want to have a little bit of a gap just to turn in left, I think. What's the weather hitting us on the nose now? 15 to, well, 20 knots. We're bringing left a small little bit to see what happens, right? Stunning. You gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. Angel 15 is over there in a Mark 1 Spit. Look at the weather, look. Okay, so if you want to put in METAR, exclamation point METAR space CYPY, that'll give us the METAR for our landing airport. We're not too far away from it. Let's see if this devil wants to play with us again. Fort Resolute. Can we not tune into there's Edmonton or AWAS 128, or we have 133.85. Fort Smith. Although we're not going to Fort Smith. What's the 123.2? 123.2. 123.2. That's like traffic. 134.025. Can I get that? 134.025?
Maintaining 300 knots, JetBlue 222.
JetBlue? Huh? Hey, Larger Life, good to see you. Fort Smith Center. 134.025. 134.025. Okay, let's see what happens here. So who are you supposed to be? Fort Smith? Fort Smith, Buffalo 235. Radio check. Radio tech? What? Larger Life, good to see you.
Buffalo 235 Center, good evening. QNH 29er 83.
QNH 29er 83. Buffalo 235. DC-3, 18 miles from Charlie Yankee, Papa Yankee. Request full stop landing. Let's see how it deals with this. Ah, Colonel Fork is here. Good to see you. Let's see if we can figure out what we're trying to ask it to do.
Buffalo 235, unable to provide landing clearance. Contact CYPY tower on approach.
Roger, do you have the frequency for Charlie Yankee, Papa Yankee Tower? This is fascinating. Should I not say altimeter? Should do. There, you're going to get all these issues, Muse. But the fact that you're able to cop it, I love it. 122.2. Over to 122.2, Buffalo 235. Thanks. 122.2. 122.2. How'd you pronounce it? Chippewyan? Chippewyan Tower, Buffalo 235, inbound for a full stop landing, runway 04. Chippewyan Tower, Buffalo. Murph, I'm going to DM you later with a couple of D-Day ideas. Colonel Fork, do you have full audio?
Buffalo 235, Fort Smith Radio, QNH 2983, runway 4 in use. No traffic in the circuit.
QNH 2983, runway 4 in use. No traffic in the circuit, Buffalo 235. Yeah, it's kind of cool. That works, right? Full audio, I can hear you fine. Right, Grant, keep listening, so this is important. Right? And take a look at this little gadget here now. We're working on something. Like, I'm just saying, right? It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, right? And then bit of radio chatter and all this sort of jazz, right? Soon there will be an AI Murph streaming 24/7. Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine? Yes, old veteran, it surely is. Surely you can't be serious. Oh, we're serious. Yes. Alright, tomorrow on the news I'm going to go through both ATC programs. Just so you get an idea, right? 211 ground speed. Yeehaw! Brilliant. Chuck Yeager. Chuck Airlock Doc Yeager. That's more fitting. Oh, this is beautiful. Jesus. Morlock changed his outfit. It's a different livery now. And plain, evidently. Tarnish. Sorry, Tarnish. I have a head like a sieve. Do you think so? Who is that? Is that you? Or do you think it looks like me? Days, it doesn't look like me. You mad? A380 about to stall. Uh-oh. Fornax, good to see you. Sim update 15 patch fix DX12 square bleed. Thoughts? Or through at airports. Yeah, well, they said they fixed it. Oh, Jesus, there's a Fuga. They said they fixed it, but Sim update 15 is delayed. Lazy Davey, good to see you. The legend, Dave. We've no release date. They just pushed it out a little bit. That's all. Oh, Zite, look at that. Zite with all the DC-3 pictures. That's beautiful, man. I love it. On our Discord, lads, be sure to head on over to our Discord. ! Discord. That's where we hang out, right? So these are pictures that Zite put up for that aircraft. If you go into real life, paparazzi, look at these are the... Oh, paparazzi! Look at the state of this... That's all, brother, the real one. That's awesome. Hummingbird is on her way home, look. Great view, though. Leaving sucks, but it's a nice view, indeed. Yeah, sim update delayed. Sim update delayed. Jeez, it's all talk of sim update delayed. And then you can share all your photos and act in the maggot. Sheikah's nearly finished the... oh, jeez, good job. There's Moss Man. There's everyone flying with us tonight. So that's... we hang around on Discord, so do be sure to check it out. ! Discord. That's where we hang out. How's your life? Good to see you. News fan is probably going to cry into his beer if he manages to get out of that seat. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, we're very close now, lads. Very, very close. Let's have a now look at the situation. We are 04. So we got this river we can look at, and then there's another river afterwards. No, I think we're okay. Wow, that looks good. That looks really good. You can't beat the clouds on live weather, you know what I mean? After putting the seat together, I really needed it. Nice. Cyrus T is here. Good to see you, man. Cyrus, I haven't forgot. I need to get those updates onto the website. My hope is I'll do it in the morning. It left the brain momentarily and then it came back in again, but I'll pop them up there later on. I got a message from Keane saying that Ireland made it to the final of the Eurovision. Oh, Jesus, Patrick, that's brilliant. On Ireland. Breaking news. News, that's breaking. News, just in. News, news, news. What a beautiful, beautiful plane. Love it. But that cloud, look at the state. And a fuga. Ah, come on, we're getting spoiled for choice. Gorgeous. Hey, Test Pilot is with us. Best tune we've had in years. I haven't heard it. Test Pilot is in a C-130. But no props moving just yet. They will. I hope. Hello there. They should be moving. They're jet engines. Captain Sim, you need to sort out your plane, man. Your multiplayer stuff doesn't... Did any work? Ah, brilliant! They were feathered or something. Ah, Jesus, that's great. Look. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right. This is getting kind of tricky. But I reckon we're okay. There's Airlock and Nighthawk. Looking good, lads. Looking good. Right, some tunage before we land. Some buttons, Murph. Civertai, it's traditional music from Leitrim. The Gigliotti, welcome in, my friend. How are you, man? Okay. This is beautiful. Like, you're in the middle of the wilderness out here, you know what I mean? Okay, airplane. Let these guys off. Stop, bring the power back. And of course there's a bridge. Ooh. Autopilot off. My airplane. Alrighty. What's going to happen here, sports fans? So it shall be a left turn. Easy does it. I think that's the runway. Speed coming down nicely. Superchargers off. Great sounds in this. It's the flightsim sound pack. Alright, gentle the speed down a little bit. Easy now, go for a notch of flaps. Easy. Man, it's beautiful out here, isn't it? Look at that aerial farm over there. Nice. Okay, let's have the gear. All right. There's a really atmospheric flight. It was, wasn't it? It was beautiful, man. Some ICE pilots flying. Haven't done this in ages. And, you know, jumping back into the DC-3, it's so nice. May not be the most highly detailed, but it's still beautiful, man. And, like, I'm using both the Duckworks and Goffriend's updates, the enhancements for this aircraft. Superb. Alright, gear down. Flaps are half. Let's just edge our way in here. It's windy. We're sideways. Yep. There's nothing wrong with this picture at all, lads. We're just flying sideways. You grand. Bit of Toby eye, help us out here. Watch the speed. Flaps 3/4. Oh, she's a proper crosswind, this one. Nice. Flaps full. Ooh, look at the angle of attack of that guy. Jesus. Hey, Boston Elf, good to see you. Easy, does it? We're looking good. It's the crosswind is savage, isn't it? Easy. 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 Touchdown 44. We'll take every last bit of it. Easy. 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 Tail wheel down. Jesus. Flaps in. Ooh. that was something, lads. That was definitely something. A pure sideways approach. Really nice though. Beautiful. All right. There's airlock. Druid Zeus and the Beach 18. Beautiful. Sorry, Druid Zeus. I'm after going straight into your... Oh, no. Oh, that was beautiful, lads. Absolutely stunning. Look at it though, isn't it gorgeous? And like such a great selection of airplanes with us tonight again, look. Bronco, DC-3s, DC-6s, 747s, right? The Mitsubishi, a Hellcat, King Air, look. C-130 for good measure. Very, very nice. Ah, dude, like that, isn't it just class, that plane, isn't it? Buffalo Joe would be proud, I'd say so. Guys, make sure you get to watch Ice Pilots. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Zard and Dune are looking good, lads. Pity about I don't have the livery installed. F-35. TTM livery on the DC-3 is gold. It's stunning, isn't it? Nice. Like, it's so nice, isn't it? You're looking at the handiwork of Cyrus T there, and it's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Here's a C-130 having close relationships with a Beach Model 18. Jesus, the lads... Ah! That's brilliant. That's fantastic. The lads are just like, now we're knackered. Brilliant. Ah, good crack, lads. Lazy Davy and the Fuga. That's all, brother. Look at the state of that. It's so pretty. They found beer in the back. Stunning. Got a Eurofighter in here for good measure. Beautiful stuff. Greg Gore in a P-38. Nice. Californian cutie, I'd say. Yes. Beautiful airplane, isn't it? P-38 all the way, man. Right, lads, that's going to do it. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We'll shut her down on the runway just, well, because. And there we go. Savage. Absolutely savage. Right, lads, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you all so very, very much indeed for flying along. You got to love these flights, right, Nightsep? They're so much fun. And in these aircraft as well, they don't get enough love, lads. I mean, look, yes, the airliners are incredible. The smaller GA aircraft are incredible as well. Every once in a while, the DC-3, the DC-6, these are some really, really good aircraft. And again, it's like, oh, bring us the Lancaster, bring us the B-17. It's got to happen, right? So, so much fun. Guys, I want to thank you all so very much indeed. Oh, Edson's flying DC-3? Nice. Let us ramble over to the lounge of the Sky Lounge. And we'll set up that raid. Lads, do be sure to jump in there, give Edson a big old shout and how are you? And Parallel 42 absolutely doing amazing things in the sim with, you know, sim effects. Just some really awesome, cool stuff. So we'll ramble over. We're going to say hello to Edson now in a few moments. Do be sure you drop in, give a big hello. And well, we're back tomorrow, 1900 Zulu for the news. And until then, have a very pleasant evening. Have a great day tomorrow. See you very soon. Take care.